Hey, what's going on, guys? We're going to give it a few minutes, then we'll go ahead and get started. And just let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Nice to have people in here. So awesome to see you guys. Let's go ahead and pop out the chat so we can see it as the timer counts down. It's going to be a good stream, guys. It's actually the first one we have from our Telegram group. So for anyone watching right now, if you're not in Data's inner circle, definitely give it a join. It is one of the best crypto Telegram groups out there. Awesome, guys. Glad you can hear. I'm going to go ahead and put the chat on the right side here. Awesome. What's going on? Cena, Xander Panda, Aculite, Eric, the Tales of Errantness, Team Story, Billy, Core, Christian, Luca, 33 Johnson, Usama, Sean, Rich. So glad to see you guys here. It's going to be an awesome stream. Let me know if the stream starts lagging at all. I'm on my laptop still getting that office renovated, but definitely let me know, guys, and I will close a few tabs if I need to. But like I said, the stream is going to be great. We're going to cover a lot of stuff, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Probably about a 30-second delay from the time there's questions to the time I see them, just because of the stream, but we will keep everything as concurrent as possible. What's going on, Radish, Sala, Not in Use, Billy? So good to see you guys. All right, I'm going to put the chat back over here since time is coming up. Again, so glad everyone is here. Remember, this stream is recorded, so if you guys do miss it, go to my official YouTube channel, which you're on right now. Subscribe if you haven't. Also, like the stream if you like it. I really appreciate it. But the stream will be recorded, so if you guys miss it, no problem. Just go to my channel, go to the live tab, and you'll see the stream at the top there. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So we have the FOMC today, or the FOMC, not the FOMC, but FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee, where Powell discussed if he was going to cut rates or not. Surprise, he did not cut rates. Now, a lot of people were expecting this. They didn't think he was going to cut rates, but we did see a dump shortly after. It was because of his hawkish stance. And that's something I posted actually in the market updates in my Telegram group. I posted, I said, guys, he's a little hawkish right now. Be careful. Don't rush into trades. Let them come to you, right? That's what we always talk about. We talk about only buying at major support levels on the daily or weekly time frames. Higher time frames are best. And when your indicators are oversold, such as the RSI or stock RSI. And then also a bonus is if it's at the daily or weekly 50 EMA or 200 EMA. That's even better. All that for Confluence. But all that said, we got a big drop. And then Trump came out, said he's made another trade deal. I believe it was, I don't want to say the country. I think it was either the Philippines or a Korean country. It was one of those. But he said he made a trade deal. So that helped the markets. Also, the White House put their crypto outlook. They posted about their crypto outlook, and Trump actually retweeted that. So the administration is very bullish on crypto, guys. I want to make sure you guys know that, because any dip that does happen, it is getting bought up. I hope you know that. Bitcoin bounced off 115.6K, which we'll cover as well. But like I said, there's a lot of volatility today, which is standard for the FOMC meetings. But it's good to see at least that everything has bounced. So hopefully some of you guys did place some bids down below such as we talked about on Ethereum, 3650, 3500, Bitcoin, 115.6K, even 114K where we have that CME gap. But let's go ahead and cover big news items, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at the questions. If any of you guys have any questions, again, appreciate the love. Appreciate everyone who's here. Have 49 viewers so far. Awesome for our first stream, guys. Definitely going to get that up to 100, hopefully by next week or the week after. Heck, we may even get that up in this stream. We'll see. But looking at the 24-hour liquidations, 432 million. So actually during the big drop after the FOMC meeting, we had over 212 million liquidations in an hour. And that was huge, right? Nobody saw that big drop coming. Everyone thought there would be a little chop, but it was a huge drop, and that's why we got a lot of liquidations on the long side. In my opinion, it's still large enough to where we could probably continue to bounce from here. Remember, I'm always looking for $1 billion of liquidations or more. So keep that in mind. If any of you guys ever are looking at liquidations, go to CoinGlass. It's a great website. Just Google CoinGlass liquidations and you'll see, bring up to this page. But if this is ever over $1 billion, then that is usually the bottom. So if mostly longs are liquidated and it's over $1 billion, that's most likely the local bottom within 1 to 3 days. And then if shorts are mostly liquidated, then that's mostly a local top. So just a little alpha for you guys there. Next, let's go ahead and look at the heat map. So the heat map right now, I mean, look how close we're getting to these liquidations on the upside, right? So there's a lot of liquidity at 118.5K. Now, for those who don't know what this heat map is representing, it represents people who are in leverage trades and where their liquidation price is at. Remember, market makers make money when there's liquidations. So if people who are degenerate are 25x leverage, 50x leverage, or even 100x leverage, their liquidation levels are going to be up here. And market makers hunt those. So we do have a lot of Bitcoin shorts that are going to get liquidated if this hits 118.5K. Now also, something to keep in mind, guys, is once these levels are hit, remember, the market makers want to hunt for liquidity, so we could very well come back to the downside. Usually that's what happens is we get these mean reversions, they come back to the downside if there's more liquidity building to the downside, right? If there's not, and there's just more liquidity building to the upside, well, heck, we're going to keep going up. So just look at these levels, look where you have bright yellow. You know, there's a little, you could say this is getting towards yellow, but not bright yellow like the 118K, 0.5K level. But nonetheless, look for those to form, and that's usually where price gravitate towards. Now, we have multiple different time frames for these liquidations. So if we go to the 1 week time frame, again, the longer the time frame, usually the more significant liquidations. So look at that. On the weekly time frame, look how much we have here above 120K, guys. This is huge. If we can actually tag this, I mean, that's going to be a lot of shorts are going to be liquidated but our altcoins are going to be doing pretty good if we get up here, right? So keep an eye on that. We have a little bit of liquidation here near 114.3K, but remember, this is where the CME gap is at. So if we end up coming for that, that's why. If not, then continue the up only, right? So we still have a lot of liquidations up here on the 120K. Now, I'm going to go over some of the crypto news, and then I'm going to answer some of you guys' questions. Actually, we'll go over double. We'll go over crypto news and macro news. Then I'll answer some of your guys' questions. Then we'll go over the crypto market overview, how on-chain is looking, and then we'll go over the ETF flows, some technical analysis for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, maybe a few others, and then we'll go over some upcoming events. So it's going to be a good stream, guys. It's going to be at least an hour stream. So thank you, everyone, for watching. 52 viewers now, getting closer to 100. Again, please like the stream if you like it. Really appreciate it, guys. All the links in the descriptions if you want to know my socials and BloFin referral link and Sigma referral link. Always appreciate anyone that uses it. So if you're not following me on X, at the CryptoData, post a lot of good content for you guys. Definitely let me know. And I will also, I did post about the FOMC meeting and what my thoughts were. So definitely check that out if you haven't. Great tweet on there. But let's go ahead and check out Watcher Guru, because he is where I get a lot of my info. Remarks is his macro channel, for those who don't know. But Remarks is also a good one. But let's go over Watcher Guru, and let's see what happened just for this week, right? Let's just go over the past few days. I don't want to belabor this for the past week. Let's just go over the past few days, see what big news items we had. So starting from, we'll say July 27th, okay? Metaplanet continuing to buy a lot of Bitcoin. No surprise there. We also have big institutions. BlackRock saying crypto stablecoins could strengthen the US dollar dominance. Remember, Trump loves crypto. He thinks a good, strong crypto is, or a strong Bitcoin is good for the US dollar. So he's going to pump it more. Big institutions think that as well. So it's always good for us. Also, you have Standard Chartered Bank saying Ethereum treasury companies could buy 10% of all ETH. Guys, this is huge. I don't think you guys are ready for the Ethereum pump that's going to happen, okay? We are going to pump so much for Ethereum, and I'm going to go over the chart as well. I don't think anyone's ready. Once we break over 4K, instant pump to 42 to 4,300, and it's going to happen fast, okay? So make sure you guys are watching that, and make sure you guys are ready, because a lot of alts are going to pump afterwards. Now, next, we have eToro. They're launching their tokenized US stocks on the Ethereum blockchain. Guys, this is big as well, right? More adoption between Web 2 and Web 3. Also, you have Senator Cynthia Lummis introducing mortgage reform bill to recognize crypto assets in home loan eligibility assessments. Now, this is something that's basically already done. There's been a couple articles about this over the past few weeks, but nonetheless, think about it, guys. Most people here, we're in a new era, right? Most people here, either A, they don't have a job and they just trade crypto, or B, they do have a job, but they also trade crypto as a hobby. Now, most times they're making more money in crypto than they are with their job. So think about it. If you were buying a house, because I'm assuming a lot of people in here are between 18 to 30, 18 to 35, plus or minus. I don't want you guys to dox your ages, but I'm assuming we have roughly that age range, some a little older, some a little younger. For those who still haven't bought a house, if you can have, say you make 100K in crypto per year, if you can use that as your income for home loan eligibility, well, there you go. That's just one more extra asset you have at your disposal. And so this is going to open up a lot of doors. A lot of people watching this are digital nomads, and myself included. And again, it's just going to help to increase that adaptability and diversify that income to where now you have crypto allowing you to become eligible for home loans. So that's a very, very big thing. Also, we had Trump officially agree to extend the 90-day tariff pause. This was big as well, because whenever he did this, this was another big catalyst. Because remember, people were expecting August 1st, it's to come. He's going to introduce tariffs. It's going to be a lot more turmoil. Now he's extending that another 90 days, guys. So this is like moving the goalpost and just saying, okay, we're going to continue to pump, right? These tariffs aren't going into effect. So that's something good to see. Also, you have the SEC acknowledging BlackRock filing to allow staking for its spot Ethereum ETF. This is a big one as well, because for anyone who doesn't know, the BlackRock Ethereum ETF, the staking ETF, is going to bring so much capital to Ethereum. Let me tell you why. Is because if you can stake Ethereum and you can earn APY, but then you can actually restake that Ethereum somewhere else and get more APY, you're going to have these companies restaking their Ethereum 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times over and getting as much APY as they can. Now, the downside to that is they're susceptible to slashing risk, meaning if they're a validator and they're in a group of validators and someone is malicious and it's found out, well, all of those validators are going to get slashed, i.e. lose their Ethereum. So you have to decide if the risk is worth the reward. So it's called rehypothecation. Search that up and you can see what I mean by with the Ethereum staking, rehypothecation, how you can keep leveraging your Ethereum, restaking it, etc. So this is going to be a big deal once this ETF is approved, because I know everyone knows that this is going to get approved because it's a BlackRock, right? BlackRock's record is 576 to 1. They've only lost one ETF that they applied for. So do the math on that. It is definitely coming. Now, another big thing is the United States collected $28 billion in tariff revenue in July, the highest monthly total this year. Guys, this is huge because it shows, one, the U.S. is making money hand over fist. Now, they've actually had a couple use cases for this. One of them is giving everyone in the United States a $600 rebate. Another way they could use this is obviously pay off the debt. And then another way they could use this is use it to buy Bitcoin. Because here's the thing. The United States, whenever they accumulated all that seized Bitcoin, and they signed an executive order for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, an SBR, Trump and the administration said, we are open to buying Bitcoin if it supports a delta neutral strategy. What does that mean? That means that if it doesn't affect their bottom line and they aren't spending money to buy Bitcoin, then they'll accumulate more. So that could mean from tariff savings. That could mean issuing gold certificates. That could mean anything, right? And we've seen Bo Hines, who's one of the executive directors of their digital assets team for the Trump administration, we've seen Bo Hines actually say that they are exploring accumulation plans for Bitcoin. So guys, this is front and center here. If the US government, I should say, uses this tariff saving to buy Bitcoin, $28 billion, imagine that goes towards buying Bitcoin. That would be insane. Even $1 billion, right? $1 billion a month for buying Bitcoin. That would be insane. Also, even if they give rebates to everyone in the US, guys, it's like a stimulus, like a COVID stimulus. You know how much that's going to help? So that's also something else to keep in mind. Like, this is what I do, guys. I connect the dots between all these different news articles because I'm always looking at the news. I study crypto 24/7. I'm a full-time trader. This is all I do. And I'm giving you guys this information for free because I believe that there's not everyone has the luxury, I should say, of being in crypto 24/7, right? I know some of you guys have jobs, you go to school, etc. So I'm going to give you guys the best you can, all in a compact 1-hour live stream. Now, also, we have BlackRock saying crypto stablecoins are a payment method in the future of finance. So no surprise, BlackRock's continuously bullish. Now, here you can see they have inside info. BlackRock predicts the Federal Reserve will not lower interest rates tomorrow. So they're usually pretty tied in, and obviously that's what happened. And then also you have Michael Saylor, his Strategy, which is his company name, Strategy, buys 21,000 Bitcoin worth $2.46 billion. Guys, I hope you know Michael Saylor right now, I believe he has over 600,000 Bitcoin. He's in profit over, I think he's in profit 20 to 30 billion or maybe a little more. But this guy has just been buying no matter what. And that should give you confidence because other companies like Metaplanet, who is the MicroStrategy of Japan, has been buying more Bitcoin as well. And then you have SharpLink Gaming, who is the MicroStrategy of Ethereum. They've been buying more Ethereum. Guys, these institutions are doing this for a reason, not because they think crypto is going to go down or we're in a bubble. They're doing it because they see the longevity and the long-term vision of Bitcoin, of Ethereum. They know we're going to be here for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years. Because if you think about it real quick, if you think about society, if we get to the age of humanity where we're living to 150, 200, 300 years old, I know that sounds far-fetched right now, but you have people like Brian Johnson and others who are practicing this no-die movement. They're really extending human longevity and exploring it. If we can even extend our lifespan another 20, 30 years over average, that's going to be insane. And you know what that would mean? If humanity ends up living, forever, or it lives another 50 years longer, they're going to need a currency that can keep up with that. A currency that has a capped supply, that's a hedge against inflation, that is censorship resistant, transparent, and immutable. What currency is that? That's Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be the currency, is going to be the currency of the future, especially if humans end up living 200, 300, 400 years old. What currency can outlast all of that, right? It's Bitcoin. And that's something that I want people to realize is Bitcoin is actually the currency of the future. Because if you have a humanity that's exploring the stars, as Elon says, using Bitcoin, I mean, you can't get much easier than that, right? So that's something great to see. Also, you have Trump extending more tariffs, right? So Trump is announcing 25% tariffs on India, along with a penalty for buying Russian energy and military equipment. So that's another thing there. More money for the U.S. Then also we have the U.S. economy grew 3% in Q2, beating expectations. So the U.S. is doing good. And then also, the White House crypto report does not include details about the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So unfortunately, there is no accumulation plan details here, but that does not mean there won't be one in the near future, which I strongly believe there will. You can snapshot this, you can bookmark it. There will be an accumulation plan in the near future within the next few months. Also, you had JP Morgan Chase partnering with Coinbase to make buying crypto easier. Guys, here's another Web 2, Web 3 partnership. It's happening more and more every day. Robinhood really jump-started that, and now other companies are following suit. Also, you have Saylor saying Bitcoin is digital energy. Bessent saying he's not expecting Federal Reserve to cut interest rates, which obviously that's what happened. And then you also have Trump saying he heard Federal Chair Powell will cut interest rates in September. Mind you, during the FOMC meeting, Powell said there's no expectations to cut. He doesn't decide today what he's going to do over the next few months. So take that with a grain of salt, right? And then also, you can see here, Powell says we have made no decisions about September. Obviously, I already talked about this liquidation data. And then Treasury Secretary Bessent posted a video titled Crypto Welcome Home. And this is one of the tweets that Trump retweeted where he talked about crypto and them making progress towards it, and basically a lot of bullish catalysts for crypto. So that's something good to see. Again, Trump is doubling down on that. Also, you have the White House saying crypto and blockchain technology can revolutionize America's financial system, guys. They're fully into this. That's why I said, there's going to be an accumulation plan. And then the U.S. Director of Digital Assets, Bo Hines, says we're enormous fans of Bitcoin. We want as much as we can possibly get. Again, this guy is going to be the face of the Trump administration for crypto. Him and David Sachs. They're really going in on this. So definitely keep an eye on Bo Hines. Follow him on X if you haven't. He has a lot of the inside info of what the Trump administration is doing. Now, this was the reason why, like I said, the market bounced. It says Trump announces a trade deal with South Korea imposing 15% tariffs and $350 billion investment deal. So more positive news there for the trade deals. Expect more of these trade deals to come, guys. More of these trade deals are going to come. It's going to be more catalyst. Now, all that said, let's go ahead and look at the questions. I know that I said I would answer them now. So let's go ahead and look. All right. A lot of good engagement, guys. I appreciate all the engagement. Appreciate all the likes on the stream. I'm planning on growing my YouTube channel even more now. We're going to get to 15K, 20K, 30K, 40K subs. We're going to get to 100K eventually by the end of the year or sooner. So I appreciate all the likes. It helps spread the channel to the masses. Now, let's see. Alpha Syndicate says, what's up, guys? Coach JM here, tuning in to show some support. Hey, appreciate you, Alpha Syndicate. Always a pleasure to have you here. John says, Pangu, please. Yeah, I'm going to go over that when I go over the charts in a minute. Let's see. Aculite says, what a day we had. Exactly, right? Sean says, hope you're keeping good. Yes, I am. Hope you're keeping good as well. Usama with the heart. Love you too. Sean, how's the office coming along? Gee, so office is coming along good. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm renovating my office. I got a Samsung 57-inch monitor, Secret Labs white desk, Kanto Aura 4 speakers with a glorious white keyboard, glorious white mouse, glorious black wrist rest, Herman Miller chair, new hardwood floor. So I painted the walls super white for the walls and then Chantilly lace for the trimmings. Guys, those are awesome colors if you're renovating your house. Matte super white for the walls and the Aura finish. The Aura is the top quality. And then Chantilly lace for the trimmings and doors in semi-gloss. Fire combination for anyone who's renovating a house or, got a beach house or anything. It's awesome colors. But yeah, I still need to get the floor done. So funny enough, the first floor I wanted, I was told that it was discontinued. And then the second floor that I wanted, I was told it's back ordered until the end of August. So I guess I just have good taste in floors, but I'm most likely going to get the second floor. So it'll probably be a minute before I get that installed. But nonetheless, I got this laptop set up with my 27-inch monitor. So we're doing all right here. I got the Shure SM7B microphone as well. So hopefully I sound good to you guys. Not in You says, thank you for your service. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate it. It was a great 8 years in the Air Force. Glad to be out, though, and focused on my passion in crypto. Hope you guys can hear it. I'm very passionate about this place. Billy says, go time. Yes. Xander Panda says, you're the reason why I became consistent. That's so awesome, guys. Consistently profitable trader. If I can teach you guys to be profitable, my job's done, right? Because they say, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, you feed him for life. And I strongly believe that in crypto and in life, right? Is you got to learn how to fend for yourself, guys. And that there's so much information right now. There's so much information that you can digest, ingest, YouTube, right? X, but you need to ingest the right content. Don't be on TikTok or Instagram all day scrolling. That's not going to get you to where you want to be, guys. I promise you. I even posted one of my quotes in the market updates on my Telegram. I said, 20 years from now, you'll regret the things that you didn't do more than the things you did. Take the risk now. Life is too short. I strongly believe that, guys. Take the risk now. Literally study as much as possible, right? We always associate that with Luke, but it's true, guys. It's true. Time is going to pass whether you want it to or not. You might as well be doing something productive while it's passing, right? You might as well be going towards your goals, not away from them, because the nightmare is a year from now, you're in the exact same spot as you are today. That is the nightmare, guys. You want to consistently get better, even if it's 1%. Track your workouts, track your trading, track your diet. All that is going to make you a better person. And consistently, it's going to make you a better trader, right? They're linked together, guys. Health is wealth. If you haven't checked my post I made on X like a month or so ago, just search my post and type in health is wealth. You'll see that post. I go very in depth about my morning routines, my workouts, my diet, everything. All right, James says, yo, what's good? What do you think will happen with August 1st tariffs with crypto? So what tariffs are still happening August 1st? Let me know, James. Because I know that Trump pushed back the China one, but let me know if there's any others. Velas said, yo, I love this time. Just 8:30 a.m. for me. Don't with me stretches, small workout, and sunlight. Awesome, Velas. It's so good to see. Hey, what's going on, Jay Carter? 11 p.m. EST there. Awesome. It's 10:30 CST here, Central Standard Time. So nighttime here for me. I already did my workouts, everything, ate dinner. And now it's just time to relax, do some work, live stream with you guys, and enjoy. Very good, guys. Sala says, think 3675 was the bottom on ETH this week. Hard to say, but tentatively, yes. Yes, I do. I've seen a lot of respectable people tweet that ETH's about to break out, and I tend to believe them. So I'm pretty bullish on ETH for this week. Alpha Syndicate said, yeah, the bottom's in. Skycaller, great to see you go live. Keep this going. Hey, appreciate it, Skycaller. Will do. I'm aiming to make this at least a once-a-week thing. Fire's in the chat if you want me to make this a once-a-week thing, and I'll do it. Alpha Syndicate says, force liquidations from MMs to flush leverage, supernormal. Yep, 100%. Again, the more flushes we get to the downside, the more move we have to the upside. Johnson says, biggest conviction alt in the next 3 months. Ooh, next 3 months, probably Ethereum. Ethereum or... I'm gonna stick with Ethereum. Velocid, by the way, I'm Eswar. Velocid is my brand account on which I create content and market my digital products. Hey, Eswar, good to see you. Good to see you here. Sala, there's an indicator on TradingView 2 crypto liquidation heat map. Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out, Sala. Let me actually copy and paste this so I can check it out later. Thank you for sharing that. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to put that in my notes real quick for the indicator. Definitely check that out, guys, too. If you guys aren't using TradingView, highly recommend it. Such a great charting platform. You can just use the free version. You don't need to do the pay like I do. Like, there's only a few indicators you need. The RSI, stock RSI, and then 50 and 200 EMA. Okay, let's see. Sean said 4 a.m. here. Perfect time to listen in and get relaxed. Awesome, Sean. Take it you're a late sleeper. I used to be that way. I'm kind of still that way. 2 to 3 a.m. to sleep usually. Sometimes I try to get in earlier. Also read books, guys. If you're having trouble falling asleep, read books. Good way to get rested. Or listen to CryptoData for live streams. Corpus, where could I find a heat map for ETH? So they have them as well on CoinGlass. Just change the ticker to ETH and on the arrows, and then you'll see their liquidations there. Masha says pump fun. Not in you says hype. Oh, all those fire emojis. Nice, guys. Okay. Looks like everyone wants me to do these live streams weekly. Let's do it. Let's see. A few more questions, and then we'll go back to the stream where I'll talk about the crypto market overview, ETF flows, and the charts. Xander says, is putting my stop loss on the lowest wick plus the ATR a good strategy? It could be. So yeah, what I like to do is I like to put my stop loss below the lowest wick. Let's just say, like, if you're trading on the daily, I like to look over the past maybe 7 days or 8 days of candles. What was the lowest wick? And then I'll put my stop loss just below that. So that's why it pays to long at right at support. And then usually you don't have wicks going much more below that. But if you do, once you decide your stop loss, a little alpha here for you guys. Once you decide your stop loss, then that's how you decide your leverage. Because if you only want to lose, let's say 20%, right? The most you're willing to lose is 20%. Well, let's say your stop loss is 5% away. So from your entry. So now you know that to lose only 20% at a stop loss of 5%, the max leverage you can trade is 4x. Because 4 times 5% is 20%. You see how I did that? Easy math. So determine your stop loss first, determine what percentage away that is from your entry, and then decide your leverage. Okay? And that's going to help you determine just based off how much you could lose. Velocit says, best price range long Sol if I kept my limit order at 173 last night and canceled it because it would dip, thought it would dip lower. Guys, this is why you always have to take emotions out of it, because when you have dumps like this, you think it's going to go lower, you get scared and you cancel your limit orders. You can't be doing that, guys. you have to keep your limit orders there, despite what's going on, because the market's there to scare you. Limit orders are literally there. When you're not there, you just trigger. So to answer your question about Sol, 180 is a good support. 165 is a great support. So 180, 165, and obviously 173 in the middle. So between those. KF says, do you think Powell's hawkishness will be ignored by the market till next FOMC meeting? Most likely, unless he says something else, right? Unless, I'll tell you this. If he alludes to not cutting rates in September, that may be enough to cause the market to dump a little more. I say that because most people are expecting him to cut rates in September. So I think Polymarket has it at what, 40%, maybe a little higher. So that's where I'm saying that's the only thing I could say if he gets even more hawkish and is like, no, we're not going to cut rates, right? Or he raises rates. If knock on wood, that black swan happens where he raises rates, that would definitely dump the market. Velocity says BTC gold chart has a bearish divergence. Is something to be concerned? Maybe, but here's the thing, right? Ethereum is now the asset you should be denominating in, not Bitcoin. So Ethereum should outperform Bitcoin for the foreseeable future. Sean says August is historically bearish for crypto. Wonder what the thoughts are here for this time. Yeah, so that's what I mentioned as well. I said August, September are the most bearish months. Now, mind you, we're in a different time period. If you look at 2017, I believe that was green in August, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's very possible, guys, we could be seeing a green August. I think it's very, very possible. Ayaz says Pepe Lido and Ethereum. There you go. Brian, hey, what's going on, Brian? Good to see you here, man. Hey, and let me know, guys, what time it is for y'all. I'm curious what time it is for each person here, because I want to know if you guys are up at 4 a.m., if it's in the morning, or if it's midday or late night. See, Augusto says legend. Appreciate it. Brian, notifications on. Awesome, guys. Make sure to keep those notifications on for YouTube, because when I post videos, it's always about good content. Sean says, make sure y'all have liked. Get this pushed to the masses. Yes, if you could, that'd be awesome. If we can get CryptoData to like 15K subs, 20K subs the next few weeks, that'd be amazing, guys. And I'm definitely going to work on growing the channel more. Brian says Jerome's lagging. Sean, what about quantum computing? Quantum computing is a big one too. That's something where I'm very, very bullish on. And so I think in stocks, IBM is launching their quantum computer in 2029. Guys, look for quantum stocks. Good opportunity in there. There's also a quantum crypto that I'm watching as well, a few that I think could do pretty well, but I'll keep an eye on those, and I may, once I'm more confident on them, I'll let you guys know. AB says, just join the stream. Is bullishness still here for now to mid-August? Yes, AB. We may have some chop, but I'm still bullish, especially on Ethereum. Ivan says, have you seen that Mill City Ventures will invest in Sui? I haven't seen that, actually. Thanks for letting me know. Maya with the fire emojis, awesome. Dylan says, hi, CryptoData. I'm 19 and from Malaysia. I've been watching your replays and live streams on Gym Hunters for the past 2 months. Really enjoy your YouTube videos, and I've learned so much from you. Awesome, Dylan. I appreciate you guys. Like, these comments, guys, I appreciate everyone here for watching, but I also appreciate the comments. Like, I'm so glad you guys are learning a lot. One last question here, and then I'll go back to the regular stream, and then I'll answer more afterwards. Team Story says, are you bullish on Sol right now? I entered along at 175 after the bounce off of 170. It's oversold, stock RSI, and inverted hammer. Just curious on your thoughts. Yeah, I'm still bullish, Team Story. And dollar index. And I'll let you know what I'm thinking here. So S&P had a little bit of a pullback today. We're saying this is the weekly chart, right? So the weekly, 63, 62, still near all-time highs. If you're looking to buy at near major support, 6,100 and then 6,000. Those are going to be two big levels. The RSI is curving to the downside a little bit, so you could see a little short-term pullback in stocks. Now, gold, on the other hand, funny enough, it's still declining. And so gold, I like to use this as a measurement of if people are risk on or risk off. It's still looking like people are risk on because they're not buying gold, which is historically a hedge against inflation. So either A, they're selling their gold and buying Bitcoin, or B, they're very confident about the next few months in the market, and they're not really worried, so they're not investing in gold. I think it's probably B. I think it's a little bit of A, but it's most likely B. You can see the RSI still declining on the weekly. Oil futures shot up today to $70. Very interesting here. Very, very interesting. I'm going to have to look at that. Usually between 60 and 70, it's not an issue. I mean, the higher the oil futures, the more higher transportation costs, the more chance of an increase in inflation, yada, yada. But as long as we stay within these ranges, nothing to be worried about. But very interesting that it bounced off the RSI. So going to be keeping an eye on that. And then the US dollar, look at that. Once the RSI was oversold, it shot up. And that's why it pays, guys, to watch RSI, especially on higher time frames like the weekly. That's where you're going to get a lot of your alpha. So very high, went up to $100. So there you go. Again, a strong dollar. It's good for the economy and everything. Now, historically, though, whenever the DXY, i.e. the dollar, declines, you see Bitcoin rise. There's an inverse correlation there. Today, we saw a little bit of both, right? We saw Bitcoin decline, but then also rise afterwards. So not too bad, more or less moving in tandem, but we'll have to see if this drops at this $100 resistance. Now let's go over the crypto market overview. So Bitcoin's 118,400, huge bounce. Ethereum, 3860, even bigger bounce, guys. Ethereum's been doing crazy. XRP, 313. BNB, 796, just under 800. I believe this one's still going to go to 1,000. And then Solana, 180. Nice little bounce there. Now, looking at the top gainers, Story, IP, 9%. Athena, ENA, this is another good one. 7.4%, 62 cents. Curve DAO, Bitcoin Cash, Chrono, and Hedera. I think Hedera is pretty good as well, especially if Trump does introduce no taxes on capital gains for US-based cryptocurrencies. Hedera would be right there with XRP and Algo and a few others. So Hedera is doing some big things I've heard about. So that's a good one as well. But great to see on that front. Now, let's look at the TVL. Let's see where that money's going. So TVL is total value locked. This is determining if money is flowing on-chain or off-chain. On-chain means people obviously are bullish. They're investing in coins on the network. Off-chain, negative, means people are taking money out. They're not as bullish. Now, Ethereum, you can see here, over the past 1 month, there's been 35% increase versus last month in TVL versus Solana, where you have only 12% increase versus last month. What does that tell you, guys? That tells you more people are getting on the Ethereum network versus Solana. And this is also dictated by the price, right? Ethereum's been outperforming Solana. It's been doing amazing. It's about to break 4K. So now what does that tell you is, like I said, you should be denominating in Ethereum, not Bitcoin. Now you can have Bitcoin, of course, if you know. I always recommend a cold storage wallet. Trezor is the one I recommend over Ledger. I like Trezor better. Or Keystone. Keystone is very good for air gapping. Basically what that means is if you don't have your Keystone and your phone with you, you can't access it. You got to scan 2 QR codes. So if someone's, and you connect it to MetaMask, if someone steals your MetaMask wallet, they still can't steal money out of your Keystone because they need your physical Keystone storage. So again, just different things there for the cold storage. But Trezor or Keystone is very good. And then other TVL for these networks. Base, keep an eye on Base. You can see here, over the past month, 25% increase in TVL, guys. There's been some good tokens on Base. I think Billy has been pretty good on Base. That token's been doing crazy. And then obviously Hyperliquid, not doing too bad either. So, and then Sui, someone mentioned Sui. That's also doing good. And then Avalanche, interesting as well. So good stuff on there. Now, let's look at the Fear and Greed Index, 62. We're still maintaining between that 60 and 80 level within that greed area. That's exactly where you want to be for a sustained bull run because you're just high enough to where retail's still in and FOMOing, but you're not high enough to where you need to sell right away like an extreme greed. So great to see there, still within that 60 to 80 area. And then lastly here is looking at the monthly returns. So this is what I want to talk about here is we had a lot of similarities between 2025 and 2020. You can see it's pretty similar here. Little divergence in June, but nonetheless, you can see July and August were bullish in 2020 and in 2017. So guys, pretty sure we're going to have a bullish July and August, right? And then most likely red September. So yeah, August is going to be bullish. And then let's look at ETF flows. And then before I go over the charts, I'm going to go over a few more questions. So Bitcoin ETF flows. Right now, we still have yet to get BlackRock's numbers. Positive 12 million. I expect BlackRock will be positive. But looking at yesterday's numbers, 80 million, nothing too crazy, 157 million before that. You can see Bitcoin inflows aren't as high, right? They aren't as high as Ethereum. So that's something to keep in mind as well, where you have that outperformance. Now, if you look at Ethereum, look at this. Negative 14 million, but we haven't got BlackRock's numbers. So this is going to tell us a lot because you can see even we had outflows from these different institutions, BlackRock has still been buying more and more. So if BlackRock has anywhere close to this 200 million number, it's going to outperform Bitcoin because Bitcoin, again, depending what BlackRock has here, assuming it's going to be more. So keep an eye on BlackRock's numbers when they do come out because Ethereum has been doing very well with inflows. 65 million on the 28th. Not the best, but it rebounded with 218 million because of BlackRock's 223 million buy. So let's see if that is the same here. So before I go over the Bitcoin chart, let's go ahead and look at some questions. Again, guys, if you haven't liked the video, please like it. Appreciate it. 61 people watching, 42 likes. Let's see if we can get that a little higher. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Christian was the question I left off on. He says, are you in a trade? Yes, I'm still in the hyperliquid trade because we reached our TP1 of 45.90 for a 98% profit. I'm still in the Ethereum trade, waiting for 39.90 for that TP2. Still in the Bitcoin trade, waiting for 121.9K for TP3. And then what other trade am I in? Maybe one more, but I'm blanking right now. So Hype, Ethereum, and Bitcoin I'm still in along. Core, calls will be available in the paid group. Yes, Core, I'm glad you asked about the paid group. The paid group is coming soon, guys. And I get it. I've been saying coming soon for the past 2 weeks now. Again, the biggest reason is because I'm getting a lot of content ready. I have a couple editors. They're editing some of the guides. I'm providing some detailed guides for you guys. So like TA guides, a lot of other ones, but it's going to be very detailed. Also some different courses, some PDFs. Like there's a lot of stuff, guys. So it's going to be a lot of content. Not to mention, I'm going to have 3 to 5 live streams weekly on there. I'm going to have a lot of stuff on there. Like it's going to be a lot. So yes, calls will be available in the group. There's going to be more meme coin calls, more alpha calls, more leverage calls, more live streams. There's going to be more everything in the paid group. I'm going to make it worth your while, guys. I'm going to make it affordable for all. But I want to make sure you have enough content when you first join. So that's my biggest thing right now. But yes, it is coming soon, and it is going to be glorious. Dibru Jison, yo brother, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. Sean, Herman Miller been good. I've heard good things. Tried maybe 4 to 5 chairs, and all have been so uncomfortable. Yeah, Sean, so check out the Herman Miller Aeron, Aeron. Check out that one. It's around $1,500 to $2,000, but it is worth it in my opinion. It's a very good share. Augusto says, thanks, John. You are the boss. Hey, appreciate you, Augusto. AB, could we still see strong altcoin upside momentum before the next FOMC? Absolutely, AB. I think August is going to be very good. Osteoblastoma says the GOAT. Hey, appreciate you, Osteo. Always a pleasure. Aaron, that's why I risk it all every day. I have nothing to lose in my 20s, not any responsibilities. So in my 30s, I'll be set up. Exactly, guys. That should be the mentality for everyone. If you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, it's never too young to start. Never too late to start, right? So get started, guys, especially if you're in your teens or 20s. Like, go as hard as you can because that's when you can afford to take the most risks. Johnson, get a walking pad for the office. Thank me later. Yes, Johnson, thank you for that as well. Walking pad is good. I actually got a standing desk. So the Secret Labs, I think it's called Secret Labs Magnus XL. It's a 70-inch long desk, and it's actually standing as well. You can have little buttons for standing or sitting. So I got that. Very good. Again, expensive setup, but well worth it if you guys can afford it. Awesome. Loving all these fire emojis for the weekly live streams. You want me to give. So good to see. Love it. Let's see what else we got. Johnson for Sui. Okay, so I got Pengu and I got Sui. I'm going to go over those charts as well. ENA from David. Got it. Any tips for overcoming anxiety? Sean, thank you for asking me that. And for anyone who's new to my streams, guys, I also talk about lifestyle as well, not just crypto, because I think the two are intertwined. And I think, again, health is wealth. And so if you're not right mentally or physically, you're not going to be right when you're trading crypto. So it's two and two together. To answer your question, Sean, about overcoming anxiety. So a couple things with that. One, make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, you're going to be irritable. That enough sleep means 7 to 8 plus hours per night. And try to make sure your sleep is at the same time every night. So 10 p.m. every night, 11 p.m. every night, whatever it is, just try to keep it the same time so you're waking up at relatively the same time every day. Keep your circadian rhythm in check, etc. Make sure you have a good morning routine, whether it's getting sunlight first thing in the morning, whether it's also before you go to bed, not looking at your phone at least 30 minutes to an hour before. Give your mind time to unwind, whether it's you could also wear blue light blocking glasses. I know that Luke Belmar, they're very big into that. So that's another great thing. But like I said, have a good morning routine. Exercise as well. So exercise helps reduce anxiety a lot. And so whether you're exercising 3 times a week, 5 times a week, just do something. Walk on the treadmill. Do a light workout. Just do something to get active throughout the week. You're going to feel a lot better. And then also, this is arguably actually the most important, is the diet. And so a keto diet not even gonna lie, guys. I actually just watched this a week or two ago, and I am practicing it. A keto diet helps reduce anxiety nearly 100% in all patients. And I say this because there's a study, and this PhD doctor, she focused on giving medication to people who had schizophrenia, bipolar, high anxiety, etc. But she found out after studying the health aspect, the diet aspect, which pharmaceuticals, they only, in the class, in the school, when you're trying to go for your PhD, they only cover diet 2 hours, a 2-hour course out of that whole curriculum is focused on diet, where diet actually affects us the most. And so all that to say is a keto diet is going to help a lot. What is keto? For those who don't know, it's getting your body into ketosis by having low sugars and low carbs. So staying under at least 50 grams of carbs per day, preferably 30 grams for your body to go into full ketosis, but under 50 grams is pretty good. And eating stuff like, high fats, right? But healthy fats like grass-fed beef ribeye steak, grass-fed organic beef, pasteurized butter, organic butter, pasteurized organic eggs. Like everything is organic. Everything is pasteurized if you can, or grass-fed if it's a meat. And then you also have, what else? Spinach and kale, organic spinach and kale. With that is really good. What else is there? Fruits. Fruits are good for the carbs. So blueberries, strawberries, really good for you. Raspberries, really good for you. Any berries, really good. And then from there, obviously you can have a good protein shake, but make sure it's a good protein shake. One that I have is by Equip, and it's called Prime Protein by Equip. Grass-fed beef in it. Very, very good for you. Like everything I have, like top tier. And then also when you're drinking water, spring water. From glass bottles, I drink Mountain Valley or reverse osmosis. So if you can install a reverse osmosis machine, get your parents to do it, whatever have you, or if you can buy the 12-pack of Mountain Valley spring water in glass bottles, mind you, it's $35 for a case of 12, so $3 per bottle, a little expensive, but in my opinion, worth it. Stay away from microplastics and just socialize as much as possible. Socializing helps anxiety a lot. And so I know a lot of people in here are introverted. I used to be very introverted before I started talking with people, getting out of my shell. I joined the military. Obviously, you're forced to be extroverted in the military because you're leading people. So, and then just talk more, right? Talk to your friends more, talk to your family more, spend time. Like, stop staying in your room all the time. Like, get out, have fun, right? You can still have fun and still grind at the same time. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. But yeah, socializing is big as well for anxiety. But just know that you can never, life is going to happen to you whether you want it to or not. Stop trying to control every little thing, right? Like, focus on what you can control, and then what you can't control, fine. Like, it's going to make you more stressed worrying about what you can't control, and then that's just going to make you stressed about everything else. So just let it be, right? Let life happen. Focus on your diet, work out, socialize. That anxiety is going to drop so much more, I promise you. And if you're still having issues, let me know. I'm always here, right? But I promise you all that stuff is going to help. And also, just if you forget everything I just said, go to my X account. I'm actually going to do this now so I can link it to you guys. But go to my X account and search Health is Wealth for my posts. And you'll see that I made a long post and I talk about basically everything that I just told you guys. So let me go ahead. I'm just searching it right now on my other screen, guys, and then I'm going to link this post. Here we go. So, or staying healthy while trading is actually what I did. It's a picture of me there, but here you go. Everyone needs to look at that tweet, needs to look at everything I do. If you incorporate at least 50% of that, you're going to be ahead of most people. I'll tell you that right now. It's very, very important, guys. Okay. Let's get to some more questions. Great question, Sean. Great question. Fernando, when is the paid group coming out? Yep. Aiming for this week, Fernando. Aiming for this week. Peak, thoughts on Tau. Is it going to hit 4 digits, you think? Most likely, yeah. When AI season kicks up again, I think Tau will finally reach that $1,000 mark, which AI season is probably Q4. Dibber Jensen says, what time do you wake up? So, I'm not even going to lie. I used to go to bed, I mean, this isn't even that long ago. I used to go to bed at 4, 5, 6 in the morning and wake up at 2 or 3 p.m. because I try to get 8 hours of sleep no matter when I go to bed. But now I'm aiming to go to bed between 11 p.m. to midnight, maybe 1 in the morning at the latest, and then wake up around 9 to 10 a.m. or earlier. So I like to wake up earlier than 10 a.m. That is a productive day for me. Obviously, since I'm full-time trading, I can dictate my own schedule, but I don't like to be lazy at the same time, and I like to get up as early as I can. Mark says, video liked. Hey, appreciate it, Mark. VP says, I'm here to sleep my long away. There you go. Skycaller, weekly update minimum, urgent live updates in addition when markets is moving on news. You know, I will have that in the paid group, Skycaller. I will be going live if there's any big events. Boom, you're going to see it there. For the free group here, at least 1 weekly live stream for sure. You guys obviously want it. I'm going to give you guys what you want. And so you will still get something being in the free group. Jay Carter says, your stop loss gives you your max pain for how much you want to lose. Exactly. Rana says it's 9 a.m. where they're at. Tales of Arachnus says 5:34 a.m. Oh, wow, very early. Peak says 5:34 in the Netherlands. I wonder if you and Tales of Arachnus are in the same spot. Luca, 5:34. Wow, you guys, there's early there. 1:30 p.m. in Australia from Skycaller. Rich, 8:30 p.m. Xander, 11:34 a.m. Maya, it's 9 in the morning in India. Nice. Tim, 11:30 p.m. Noah, 12:30 a.m. Christian, 11:34 p.m. Aculite, 12:34 a.m. here listening before bedtime. Awesome. Jay Carter says 11:30 p.m. Florida. Nice. Asteroid and Nima on Jupe Studio. There you go. Mark says about what you thought us on portfolio allocation, etc. I joined premium. I have like 10K to invest and 20% leverage of it is 2K. So I'll use my 2K only on your calls there, or 5 to 10% of my 2K in every call. Oh, great question, Mark. So guys, what Mark is asking, basically what he's saying is his total portfolio is 10K. He's allocating 20% of that to leverage trades. So Mark is using only 2K out of that to leverage trade. Then he's asking me, do I use that whole 2K for each of my trades, CryptoData, to invest in, or do I only use 5 to 10% of that 2K? Mark, great question. Only use 5 to 10% of that 2K in every call. So for example, $200 is the most you'll use for a call. That way, if you lose, let's say 30, 40% from your stop loss, out of $200, that's only $60 to $80. $60 to $80 out of that 2,000 is only 3 to 4%. You see what I'm saying? So it's not really a huge dent, but at the same time, it's still a significant amount, because on the flip side, if you'd make 3 to 4% on top of that, you're growing your account pretty quickly, right? And you just compound that. So yeah, 5 to 10% of that $2,000 is what you would use for every trade. Dibber Jensen says quantum and data center will be a big play next 5 years. Absolutely. Avatar says it's 4:30 a.m. Finished night shift just in time for live. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, Avatar, appreciate you. You got the night shift, huh? Interesting. You know, there's a song you just reminded me of. It's called The Night Shift. I think it's by Corey something. But it's like, working on the night shift, baby. Bad singing. But if anyone knows that song, amazing country song. Eric says 11:35. Awesome. Cody, do you think it's important to stop scrolling social media like Instagram? Yes, I do, Cody, because it desensitizes your brain and basically makes you reliant on dopamine. What I mean by that is you literally can get lost in scrolling on Instagram. I know, because I've done it, where I've just watched random videos and just like 2 hours have passed. So it's going to, 1, make you waste time. It's most likely not going to be productive. And then 3, you're going to be frying your dopamine, so that you're going to need more stimulus to get that same amount, right? So if you practice discipline and practice, 1, staying away from Instagram, and actually use that energy towards something productive, whether it's learning about crypto, technical analysis, learning about e-com, some new online job opportunity, studying, reading books. Like, there's so many things that are better than scrolling Instagram. So if you're going to do it only 30 minutes max per day, like, and you could make it like a reward. Like, okay, I read this book for 2 hours, or I watched this video where I learned, I took notes on, and now I can scroll Instagram. Like something for where it's like a prize but no more than 30 minutes per day of scrolling Instagram. Like, that stuff will fry your brain. Instagram or TikTok, guys, those are trash, straight up. Like, you can use it for promoting your stuff, but if you're just consuming the product, your brain's going to get fried. And you're not going to be as productive as you could be. Brian says 8:35 PST SoulCal. Ah, nice. Dylan says 11:36. I'm in Malaysia. Very nice. Mark, also, if I gained on every trade, should you split that profit on the portfolio allocation that you told us? You know, Mark, that's a great question. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'd probably take that away from your leverage account, and I'd probably put that into your main portfolio. Maybe into your long-term portfolio. That could be a strategy as well, right? You want to make sure that you take out some profits always when leverage trading. Jay Carter says, CryptoData, thanks for your dedication to knowledge and growth. You are helping hundreds of people. Thank you. Hey, appreciate you, Jay Carter. As long as I can help one person, that's enough for me. But the more, the merrier. How I Made says, Pulse Chain Hex is up 150% in 10 days. You know how I made Pulse Chain? I've actually seen some more videos about Pulse Chain and a lot more people trading that recently. So think about that. That could be something good to get on to. I'm not on it, but that's also something to get good on. Core says 1:36 p.m. Sydney. Genius says 4:37. VP 420. Genius Entrepreneur says, what do you think about base? I'm bullish on base. I'm bullish on base for sure. Dibber Jensen says Sydney is 1:36. Awesome. So it seems like this time isn't too bad for most people. So I'll probably stay around this time. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a poll on my Telegram and see again, because I've gotten a lot more followers since the last time I took it. I'm going to see what time frame is closest to where everyone is at. And then I'll just choose it based off of there, right? So, and then that will be the final time. But it seems like now isn't too bad. But I'll take a poll and see what's best for people. I'll probably do it after this, actually. I'll leave it open for a while. Dylan says, can I know on CoinGecko, I don't know how to choose which coin to analyze. When I choose from the top movers, the market already pumped. Can you explain more on that? Thanks. Yeah, so what I mean is like strong performers, obviously they're going to pump already in CoinGecko, but the tokens that are pumping the most, watch those whenever the market dumps. So it's like afterwards, right? Like the market dumps another week, 2 weeks. Watch the top movers, and then from there, you can actually identify them and bet at major support levels on the daily or weekly time frame. So that's what I mean when I say bet strong performers. Like, so you'll see them now, and obviously like they already went up, but if they come back to a major support level, look to bid those because they'll usually continue afterwards. I'm just going to go over a few more questions, and I'll go over the charts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dylan, can I know the difference between DeFi Llama and CoinGecko? What is the difference for both of those? So DeFi Llama is more analytical, more on-chain data. CoinGecko is just like, here are the coin prices, and it has a little on-chain data, like, you know, some volume here and there. But where it excels at, it has like different categories, like artificial intelligence coins. It'll tell you those, or it can filter out between different narratives. So that's the good thing about CoinGecko, where DeFi Llama is more like on-chain data, more of the nitty-gritty stuff. Osteoblastoma says ETH season loading. Absolutely. Jay Carter says, should I convert my cold storage BTC to ETH? Jay Carter, it may not be a bad idea. I'll tell you that right now. May not be a bad idea. I would convert at least 50% of it to ETH, if I'm being honest. Aculite, don't forget to like, guys. Yes, please like the video, guys. Like the stream. We're almost at 50 likes. That'd mean the world. Get about 50 likes. That'd be great for our first stream. Sudayas Muhammad says, CD, could you tell me the best perp course from A to Z that you know from Udemy? I'm still losing a lot of money. I'm just trying to learn from YouTube, but it isn't organized, and I want to learn by an organized way. So I don't know what the one on Udemy. I know that actually on the Gym Hunters YouTube channel, if you go to that, you go to the live tab, and you actually go to the third video from the bottom called Technical Analysis Basics. It's a video I recorded, and you can actually learn some TA there. It's a very good one. Osteoblastoma says, I personally don't convert anything that goes into my cold storage. Depends on your rules. Yeah, it depends, right? If you have Bitcoin you're holding Bitcoin. Cold storage isn't really a place to trade, but just depending, it may be, you know, time to switch over if you don't have any ETH to begin with. How I Made says Fed rate cuts in September, so going to be bullish. Exactly. Jay Carter says, was just thinking because ETH may do 4x or BTC may do 2x. Yeah, you know, it very, very well could, right? Honestly, ETH is probably going to do a 2x, maybe 3x. So not too much different than BTC, but it may outperform it. So, but yeah, I would at least have some ETH. How I Made says ETH is going to flip BTC this cycle. That is a big comment. Okay, we're going to stop at peak, and we're going to go over some charts, guys. Great questions. I saw a lot of people just liked right now. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for liking the video. Always appreciated. Give me 2 seconds real quick. All right. Just going to get some more water. So, looking at Bitcoin here at 118,400. Now, I mean, guys, this range, like when Bitcoin breaks out of this range, it is going to explode. And this is the range I'm talking about, from 116.8K to 120K. Like whenever Bitcoin closes the daily above or below one of these ranges, I'm assuming we're going to just absolutely send. So keep an eye on that, right? We bounced off this 115.6K level perfectly. Couldn't erode it any better than that. But the RSI and stock RSI is looking good, guys. Like, it is looking very good. If you just... I mean, look at that. RSI is getting close to crossing above the signal line. Stock RSI is oversold, looking like it wants to cross. Like, we're looking ready to launch here. Not even going to lie. So, great to see there. Now, if we do launch above 120K, 123.2K is the next resistance. Remember, we do have TP3 at 121.9K. If you guys are still in the Bitcoin long, now may not be a bad time to get into a Bitcoin long, or at the very least set some limit orders at 116.8K and 115.6K. And if they hit, they hit. If they don't, they don't. Now Ethereum. Here we go. Better if we can close above this resistance at 37.74, right? Oh. Looks like the stream froze for a second, but now we're good. Okay, now we're good. So yeah, if Ethereum can close above the pennant and this resistance, let's say if it can close at 39, I'd really like to see it close above 4K, to be honest, but above 3,900 would probably be good enough for me. Above 3,900, that'd be a good close. Remember, the monthly close closes tomorrow at 0000 UTC or 7 p.m. CST or 8 p.m. EST. So it's going to be a big time. Now, also what we have is actually this weekly trend line. So I know I drew this monthly here. This might freeze again. Hopefully not. But this weekly trend line here, I'll draw it in red, little contrast. But you see what I mean? It rejected here and then it rejected again. So if we can close the weekly above this trend line, that'll be very bullish as well. But the only thing I don't like is this RSI is overbought and the stock RSI is overbought, almost like a double top pattern here. That's the only thing I don't like. Monthly, very bullish. Weekly, a little iffy, to be honest. If we can close the weekly candle, let's say above 4K. 4K is going to be the big one, right? So if we can close above 4K on the weekly, very, very bullish. Obviously the monthly, if we can close above 4K, that'll be very bullish too. But yeah, something to watch there. All right, and then let's go look at Solana, guys. Let's go look at Solana. Let's see what Solana is doing. All right, so Solana's at 180 right now. Let's go to the daily so you guys can see a little bit easier. So you can see 180. It's right at that resistance level, right? We got to see Solana come back above that. Until the daily closes back above, this is resistance, okay? So just be careful, guys. If you're longing at 180, just be careful. I would rather be longing at 173 or 165. 165 is going to be the major support level there. Now, something I will say that's bullish, you can see here, the stock RSI is oversold, looking like it wants to cross to the upside, and the RSI is starting to cross to the upside. So some good action there, okay? But I say but because usually SR lines have more weight than the actual indicators. So if it's coming up against a major resistance line, especially on the daily time frame, I'd be cautious until it closes the daily above. Now, if it does, okay, 183 is the next resistance, 184, and then from there, you could say 189. I know a lot of people looking at that, but 200 is the big one afterwards. So yeah, so the first thing is closing above 180. That's the first thing, and then after that, 184, 185, and then 200. Now support, I already talked about it as well. If we end up crossing below 165, then 153 is going to be the next big place. But don't expect us to get there, knock on wood, maybe not until September. All right. Now let's go look at the upcoming events, and then I'll look at some questions. So, Singapore, guys, let me know. Leave a thumbs up emoji for anyone that's going to Singapore. Token 2049 in Singapore. This is October 1st and 2nd. Now, there's events all week, so a couple days before this as well. I'm going to be there. I'm going to go to actually a lot of side events. So, if you guys want to meet me, maybe I'll be at Token 2049 one of those days. I don't have tickets just because it's always so busy. Right now, I'm thinking of just going to side events only, but nonetheless, may still be a good time. So let me know, guys. Leave a thumbs up if you're going to be here. And then also the FOMC meeting, the next one, September 17th. Save the date, September 17th. This has the highest likelihood of us cutting interest rates, of Powell cutting interest rates. So August, I'm expecting to be green. September is probably going to be red, maybe up until the 17th date. So watch that closely. It's going to be a lot of opportunity around that time. With that said, I'll go ahead and leave it on my X account for anyone that is not following me. And then let's go ahead and answer some questions. All right. Let's see. We left it off of peak. We left it off of peak. All right, Peak says, oh, just lost him. Stand by, guys. There's Peak. Is Bitcoin Tau the coin of this cycle, do you think, because of AI? No, I don't think it's the coin of this cycle. Far from it. If we're talking about AI, there's a coin called Ray, R-E-I on base. I think that has a good shot. Last time I looked at it, it was around 180 mil market cap. Keep an eye on that one. And then, is there any other big AI tokens? Not really. I mean, obviously you have some of the main ones, right? FET, FET, Render, Tau. But I still think it's probably going to be some other one besides those. Obviously, Tau is still going to have some good movement, but I think there's going to be others like Ray, REI on base that's going to do pretty good. Jose said, Jay Carter, we everywhere, learning big. Hey, that's what's going on, man. Good to have you guys here. Osteoblastoma says, let's keep learning, everyone. Learned everything I know now from CD. Awesome. So glad to hear. Augusto says, waiting for that group. Man, I cannot wait to give it to you guys. It's going to be a lot of good content. It's going to be so good. And I'm looking forward to actually streaming a lot in that group as well. It's going to be a good time. Dylan says, what's your opinion of calisthenics? I'm a footballer. Do you suggest calisthenics or gym training? Ooh, Dylan, great question. So if by footballer, you mean like the U.S., like a soccer player, and like they say in the U.S., I mean, either way, what is going to be more beneficial for your craft, right? So to be a footballer, I'm assuming referring to soccer, that is going to be very stamina intensive, right? Obviously, kicking the ball requires some strength, but there's a lot of stamina in there. And so you need a lot of your core because you're going to be running a lot. You're going to be kicking a lot. Honestly, I mean, calisthenics may be best for you because you're not using your upper body at all. You're jumping. So obviously, strength in your legs would be good. But that's still something that you can still train explosiveness, right? In calisthenics, like box jumps. So I think calisthenics is probably your way, Dylan, if I'm being honest. Because if you were if you were in football, like U.S. football, like the NFL, that would be more of a strength training, right? Versus calisthenics, because you want to be big, you want to be strong, push people off you, jump, take some hits, all that stuff. But if you're a footballer, then probably calisthenics may be best. And just focus on like getting some strength in your legs and increasing your stamina. Jay Carter says, stream lag. Hope the stream's not laggy anymore. I know it was laggy for a little bit there. Osteoblastoma says, university chairs. Best. Velocid, no risks, no Ferraris. Luke Belmar said, exactly. We all studied. Yes, we did. Xander, around how much will your premium group be? So it's going to be affordable for everyone. I don't want to give the prices just yet, just in case I change them. But if you're making, obviously if you're making $200 a week, or, you can afford it. If you're making $150 a week, you can afford it. If you're making, $600 a month, you can still afford it, right? Like, it's going to still be affordable for everyone. So I don't want to take prices yet, though, just because I want to make sure I get those down to a T. Dylan says, this is my first time commenting in your live stream because every time you're live, the time zone is midnight for my country, Malaysia, so I can only watch your replay. I'm glad I can watch your live. So awesome, Dylan. So glad you're able to watch this live stream live. Always good to see. VP says money cures all. Yes, it does. Most things. I will say most things it does. But definitely focus on your health as well. Sean, appreciate the advice on anxiety, bro. Got really burned out a few weeks back and fell into a crazy anxiety, and social anxiety came with it. Brain goes insane in public. Don't have friends as I trade BTC. Hey, Sean, appreciate you opening up. And guys, that's another thing too here, right? Is like, I don't judge anyone. Whatever you guys are going through, even if it's like some mental health issues, some diet issues, whatever it is, like I'm here. You can tell me anything. I'm not going to laugh at anyone. One, if anyone does laugh, they're not going to be joining the stream. I'm going to ban them from this stream, right? Like, that's what it is, dude. We're all humans at the end of the day. Stop making fun of each other and just start supporting each other. So, yeah, glad it helped, Sean. If you have any other questions, man, let me know. But like I said, just socialize with people more, right? Focus on your diet, focus on your health, work out. Like, just start getting more active. Because at that point, learn new skills as well. Read, learn new skills. It's going to help because once you find purpose in life, also, if you don't have a religion, I highly recommend becoming religious. Whatever your religion is, just becoming religious, because that's going to help as well. Having a higher power to pray to. Userman Krypton says, thoughts on ICT trading? I think it's good. I think it's good. Everyone asked about this at least one time in the stream, and so I think ICT definitely has some good benefits to it. Danny says, I saw a video where juicing veggies and fruits for a good amount of time helps heal different issues, diseases. That's possible. That's possible. I know that people say, like, when you cook your fruits, like in a skillet, don't cook them for too long because you'll cook out the nutrients, but a little bit is healthy because obviously the fruits, or vegetables, I should say, not fruits. Vegetables are very fibrous, but they can also cause indigestion if you eat them raw. So like any fruits you guys are eating, like broccoli, spinach, any of that, make sure you guys are cooking it, at least for a little bit, even microwaving it. Like just do, excuse me, something to where you can get some nutrients out of it. Skycaller says, keto changed my life. I feel like I have untapped energy. Awesome, Skycaller. Glad some people in here are using keto. It's a game changer, guys. I promise you. High fats is not bad. The healthy high fats. I'm not talking like seed oils, like vegetable oil, like extra cold virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, and then pasteurized organic butter, right? Like the healthy stuff, guys. The grass-fed meats, the healthy stuff. That's the healthy fats. That's the healthy saturated fats. So don't mix it up that saying high fats is bad. It's going to cause high cholesterol. No, it's not. Like eggs are good for you. The organic pasteurized eggs. They're like they're like $10 a carton for 12. It's a lot of money. It's worth it, guys. I'll tell you that. Spend your money on the good food, and your body is going to thank you, and your mind is going to thank you. Stop getting Starbucks. Stop getting fast food. If you can afford the good food, get it. You're already spending $6, $7, $8 on a Starbucks. Might as well use that towards buying some healthy food instead. Sean says, wanted to add that these streams really help through this BS. Awesome, Sean. So glad, man. I'm so glad I can help you guys out. Makes me feel better. And everyone's just together, right? Like, we're all collectively here. We're chilling. It's nighttime for some, morning for others, but we're all just collective in one spot with the good vibes. Johnson says, also study how to optimize your hormones. Yes, that too. Very important. JK Trade says, you cannot control Bitcoin's price, so go run some miles. Bitcoin will do its work. Exactly. JK says, give me some tips on how to articulate my thoughts like you guys do. The stream is completely improvised. You do well, bro. Love it. Hey, appreciate you, JK Trades. So it's kind of associated or a correlated question with Sean about the anxiety is learning how to speak well and communicate. That is something that's very good, and it's taken me time to master, which I haven't even mastered it yet. I don't think anyone's truly a master because the wise man knows that he knows nothing, right? I believe that was Socrates that said that. I may be mistaken, but it was a Stoic philosopher that said that. And all I can say is learning how to speak comes from repetition. Whether that's speaking a lot to your friends or going on to Twitter Spaces and speaking in front of those people. The first thing I would say before anything, do not care what people think, okay? The number one reason why people have a fear of speaking in public or speaking on a live stream or speaking on a Twitter Space is because they think, oh man, what are people going to think of me? Oh, like that anxiety builds for everyone, right? I've had that happen. You literally have to disconnect your brain and be like, okay, I'm going to talk my thoughts. I'm just going to speak what's on my mind. And I don't care what people think, right? If it comes from the heart, if it has good intentions, fine, right? You're just speaking from the heart at that point. And so the sooner you can stop caring what people think, because I'll say this once, no one cares about you. And what I mean by that, let me clarify. Everyone has so much going on in their life that they're not thinking about you 24/7. So say you stumble on your words. Whoever's listening, an hour later, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, remember when JK Trades stumbled on his words during his speech? Man, I can't believe he stumbled so much. Man, like it's so embarrassing. Like, no one cares, guys. Like people may think about it for like 30 seconds or a minute, but all of our brains have ADHD. We're most people here are squirrel brain, where it's like, okay, now I'm on this, now I'm going to go to the next thing, right? They don't dwell on things because of Instagram, because on TikTok. Literally, we have like the 5-second attention span because everything's always now, instant gratification, here. So no one's going to care what you said during a certain amount of time because they're going to forget about it because they got too much stuff going on in their own life, guys. So the sooner you can realize that, the sooner you can go out into these social situations. Don't care what people think about you. Just be yourself. Because I guarantee everyone here is a likable person, whether you realize it or not. Like everyone here, everyone else can get along with. But just be yourself. Don't worry about what people think and just talk. Talk. The more you can talk, the better you can get. Also, don't focus, or I should say, focus on not saying So I purposefully try to not say when I speak. I would rather pause before I say because most people get uncomfortable when they pause because they think it's an awkward silence, quote unquote. Society has taught us that awkward silences are bad. Guys, silence is only awkward if you make it awkward, right? Let me show you an example here. If I say the Bitcoin price I'm looking for in the next week is 123,000. Now, was that pause awkward? Did you think, wow, this is really weird that he hasn't said anything for 5 seconds? Or were you thinking, oh, I can't wait to see what he says next, or I can't wait to hear what he says next? Probably the latter, right? And so just don't say because here's the thing. Now let's rewind it. If I would say, I think the price of Bitcoin in 1 week is going to be 123K. What sounded better? Did it sound better when I paused? Or did it sound better when I said right? Just think of it logically. Society has programmed us to think it's bad to not speak for like a couple seconds. But guys, it's okay. It just means you're thinking. So all that to say, repetition, talk with as many people as possible, just live stream, screen record yourself, talk to the camera, identify your mannerisms, what things are good, what things are bad. You're going to get better over time, I promise you. So, just a long-winded way of just saying the best way to learn how to speak is to speak more. All right. Marcus, any helpful ideas for mindset shift? I smoke weed daily, but I know I need to quit to go to the next level. Marcus, yes, absolutely. One, no one here should be doing drugs. Weed, mushrooms, ecstasy, MDMA, cocaine, heroin, meth, none of that stuff, guys. No one needs to be doing that. And I know people are going to say, oh, but weed, I'm still productive on weed, or I just use it to relax. No. You guys smoke weed because you're trying to detach yourself from reality. You're trying to forget about the problems in your life instead of facing them head on. You're just trying to detach because you're too stressed out, right? How about instead of smoking weed, since you're so stressed out, how about one, you deal with the problems head on? How about you work out more? How about you learn how to solve those problems? How about you learn a new skill? Do something that's going to be more productive and help you become a stronger person. Because here's another quote. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray to be stronger men. And that could go for women as well. Pray to be a stronger person. Don't pray for an easier life. We all go through hardships in life. Stop crying that you went through a hardship. I went through a lot in my past. I'm sure everyone here has gone through a lot in a little bit. Okay, I think the stream is good again. Let me know if the stream is good, guys. I literally just cut out there for a while. Okay, the stream should be good, so I'll just continue where I left off. But yeah, you already know you need to quit weed, okay? And so the biggest thing you can do is replace it with a positive habit. If you feel like smoking weed, instead work out. If you feel like smoking weed, read a book. If you feel like smoking weed, learn a new skill. Focus on a new hobby. Focus on something that'll earn you more money, right? Talk to your family, talk to friends, ask people for help. Heck, hire a therapist. Something that's going to get you away from that. Replace it with a good habit. And then over time, you'll find that you don't need the weed and you were using it as an escape mechanism. Honestly, that's what everyone uses it as. No one uses it to be more productive. They use it because they have problems in their life and they don't want to deal with them, or they just want to forget about them because they can't focus. So they figure weed is going to help them, or they figure, it just helps me operate better. No, you need to learn how to be disciplined. That's going to help you operate better. So change your habits and you will change your life. It starts one step at a time. So that's what I would say for that. But yeah, anyone here that's smoking weed, definitely quit it. It's going to mess up your brain. I 100% promise you it will mess up your brain. Like, I guarantee you it will, guys. Just please take my word on that. Okay. Pick and Profit says, you're pretty good at singing, mate. That was good. Appreciate that. JK Trade says, bro talks literally too fast. Can't focus while I'm doing some push-ups. Too funny. I need to focus on slowing down a little bit. It's just got a lot of knowledge. I just got to spread it. Velocid says, instead of scrolling on Instagram, you could start building a personal brand or create content, and that's much better. And I felt it when I started out last year. Yes, Velocid, 100%. Like, guys, learn a new skill. Learn of ways to make money. Everyone here can be and should be a millionaire in today's day and age. AI, you can use AI for so many things. There's so many things to use, no matter your age, to earn money. Brian says, hitting back, tuned into the live. Awesome. Tide Shift, tried Jason Casper. Yeah, he's good too. Jay Carter says, just gave you 50th like. Bed now, gym soon. Hey, appreciate it, Jay Carter. Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining. Tide Shift says he has a full course on YouTube. Yep, Jason Casper, good guy there. Velocid, slow success builds empires, fast money builds illusions. Best quote regarding quote trading. Awesome, love that. JK Trades, what's up with Sol? Anticipating the next few days after the weekend be bullish. What's your POVCD? Most likely. Sol, it was looking good when I looked at the chart. Core says, why did I make more money in June than now? Before the war and right after the bill passed. Everyone's talking about bull season, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm just too much of a newbie. You probably made more because things were going more up only versus now it's a little more chop. Most likely. It's hard to change bias for a lot of people depending if there's shifts in the market. James Hunt says, did you see what Barron Trump tweeted? Also, only copper tariffs, I think, August 1st. Okay, James. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think copper is going to be too big of a deal. I thought it was like other countries that had tariffs. That's good if it's just copper. Should be fine then. I'll look at it, though, a little closer. Jake Carter says, you think ETH 8K this cycle? I think so, yes. Let's see. All right, people were saying, did the live stop? Yeah, I was lagging. Yep, stopped. It's back. Okay, now we're back. Awesome. We back. It's good. Sweet. Good, good, good. Sala says, where would you look for longs on ETH now if we missed the dip today? 3650 if you can get it. If you can get 3650, that'd be a good long area. And if it doesn't go that low, let me tell you real quick. If it doesn't go to 3650, 3780 and 3650. Yeah, probably too low, but go low leverage. But yeah, those probably be the levels. ETH on the daily too. Oversold stock RSI. Interesting. A lot of room for higher. All right, let's go answer some more questions. Yeah, the stream's going long, guys. 1 hour and let's see how long we got so far. An hour and 23 minutes. Awesome. All right. Let's see some other questions. Can we see a low of $3,000 in ETH? I don't think so. I don't think it's going that low. Dylan says, so just now you mean look for 24-hour time frame, top movers in CoinGecko, and then I need to jot them down on a paper, and then I need to wait for a pullback. Only I can enter the trade? Yes, yeah. For daily or weekly support levels, yeah. For strong performers. If they come to a major daily or weekly support level. And Dylan said, if like that, for a week I don't have a trade, then that means I have no money for that week. Yeah, if that, or, I mean, just look at the majors like Ethereum, Solana, or Bitcoin, right? Those are always the majors that you should always be looking for good trades at major support levels on the daily or weekly time frame. August says August green, September red, right? Yes. Abhishek says, hello, Data. I'm getting hacked in and lost funds. I reported everyone and no one is helping me. It's my dad's funds. They're asking me what to do now. Will you please help me? So, sorry you got hacked. The best thing for that is if no one is helping you, then keep looking for other avenues depending on how you got hacked. I mean, sometimes it's just impossible to recover the funds. At that point, if I were you, I would look for another venture to make money. So like I said, online, there's so many different ways to make money. Search e-com, drop shipping, search agencies, search maybe even selling stuff on eBay or Amazon. You could even do surveys, online surveys, and they pay like $7 an hour or something. Like there's always kind of ways to make money. So explore different avenues instead of crypto right now, because if you got no way to make money now, then just do something else online. There's a lot of free services that you can sign up for or even sell on eBay or Amazon. So hope you can make your money back, Abhishek. Solace, this stream is still choppy for me. Yeah, on the laptop, it's kind of iffy. M says, I'm 736% up on my 50x leverage on ETH, 3K, my liquidation price 33.26. I want to sell, but my greed is stopping me. And whenever ETH dropped, it didn't drop below 3,500. Are we going to see below 3? I don't think we'll see below 3K. And if you want to sell, then just sell half. That way you've realized some profits. I would say that, M. Sell half and then keep half for when we break above 4K. Oh, okay. M says, I already took 5K profits on it. Awesome. Awesome. Sala, stream's better. I just had to restart. Nice. Stephanie, hi from Brisbane, Australia. Loving the live. Stephanie, so good to see you. Awesome to see you here. I'm curious who's here from the Telegram and who's here from just YouTube. Curious who's... I'm sure it's about half and half, though. Good to see you, though, Stephanie. Thanks for joining. Tide Shift. M, take 70% off and then put a stop loss to entry and let the rest ride. Exactly, right? Yeah, take some profits, let the rest ride. Peak says, Data, you think we're eventually going to have an alt season? Yes, I do. I think Q4 is going to be amazing, but I think August will still be pretty good, too. David, we can all feel that you're confident, very clean tone. I like it, not just crypto. Hey, appreciate that, David. Appreciate that. It's been a long time coming. Very long time coming. Caden TV, keep it up, man. Great calls. Thanks, Caden. Appreciate you. Velocid, no women cares about you as a man except your mom, as Tristan Tate said. So until you find your GF wife, just build yourself, and it's okay to talk to women, but don't let it divert you from your goals. Exactly. Yeah, for anyone here, whether it's talking to a woman or a man, just be confident and be yourself. If they're not feeling it, well, you know, as they say, there's millions of fish in the sea. So go to the next one. And then you'll find someone who's compatible. But that's the thing, is just being able to move on and not be scared. Everything we want is on the other side of fear. I guarantee you that. So just overcome your fear and do the thing that you want to do. Because like I said in my quote on that market update, 20 years from now, you're going to regret the things that you didn't do versus the things that you did. So you might as well just get it out of the way and do what you're scared to do. Brian says, too much heat from the stream. That's why it froze. Exactly, right? Yeah, it's Wi-Fi for me. Let's see. Men of Valor said, all right, back. We good. Awesome. Back on. Yes. Men of Valor says, what is your rule on drinking alcohol? So, great question. So, honestly, I don't really drink alcohol. If I do drink it, it's maybe once every couple months. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's literally that rare. because I'm so focused on working out, so focused on mindset and being healthy, that drinking, like, it doesn't do it for me, right? Of course, I love the way I feel when I drink, right? It's awesome. You feel relaxed, all that stuff. But unless it's like something very rare, like a special occasion or something like that, then I won't drink. You know, I'll drink if it's a special occasion per se, but if it's not, then I'm not drinking. There's no reason to. So even if I go to parties or a big event, like, I won't really drink. I just don't see a need for it. I'll tell you what, Men of Valor, we're talking about, you know, I don't say insecurities, but we're talking about, you know, early on, I used to drink because I wouldn't feel confident speaking to people at parties. Anytime I was at a party or a club, I feel like I would have to drink just to get loose enough to talk. But when I was in Dubai for this past Token 2049, I didn't drink at all. Like, I was at the club, I was at multiple clubs, I was dancing, but I didn't drink at all. And I was confident. And that feeling, when you can finally break that barrier and get out of your comfort zone to where you don't have to drink to feel confident, to just talk and to just live in the moment and be yourself, that's one of the best feelings in the world. Because then you're like, wow, I didn't need to drink. What else can I do? How else can I break out of my shell? That's when the world starts opening up and you accomplish things that you would never have dreamed of. So just take that to heart. But yeah, the most, like, at most, I would drink, like, for you, if you're asking about yourself as well, like, I would drink no more than once a week. You should not be drinking more than once a week. I don't care if you're in college. Like, yes, I know college, they drink all the time. Like, okay, maybe you can enjoy yourself twice a week, but just please keep it in moderation, guys. Like, drinking is very unhealthy, just like cigarettes. Like, obviously I don't think it's as unhealthy, but it's still the same. Like, it's, it'll get you messed up. Dylan says, yes, I'm a soccer player. Do you think for my legs with calisthenics is all right enough? Or do I still need to include weight training for my legs, like squats, leg extensions, and those? Yeah, I think that'd be good. If you can include like some squats and leg extensions, I think that'd be very healthy for you to incorporate with the calisthenics. Or you could do even box jumps with, like, you know, some kettlebells, like 5-pound kettlebells or something. But yeah, I do think some squats and some strength training would be very good for you because you are running a lot. You do, you know, that sprinting, that real, what do they call it? Where you're very elastic. I'm forgetting the word. That explosive strength. You know what I'm talking about. So that's going to give it to you. The squats and leg extensions. Those fast twitch muscle fibers. That's what I was looking for. Fast twitch muscle fibers are what's going to be very, very good for those, like, quick movements. Solid, no problem. Velas said the August 1st tariffs are for India. And don't worry, guys, our country doesn't even recognize crypto. Velas said, I hope y'all recognize crypto soon. Mo says, hey, Data, hope you're doing well. I joined late, but I'm here now. Hey, Mo, don't worry. One, appreciate you being here. But two, is recorded as well. So you'll be able to watch this afterwards. Marquez Woods says, I've been on a losing streak and has almost scared me into getting in new positions. What should I do to stay confident in my trading? And how can I better work on my TA and narrative finding skills? I would say this. Watch my video I have on Gym Hunters. If you go to Gym Hunters YouTube channel, go to the live tab. Third video from the bottom is called Technical Analysis Basics. Watch that. It'll help you determine what support resistance levels to buy at. Also, there's a video called Indicators, like charting indicators or trading indicators, and that'll tell you or show you how to use indicators like the RSI and stock RSI. So those two videos will help you out a lot. Technical Analysis Basics and the indicator video. But yeah, if you're feeling a little unconfident, then just lower your trade size. So if you usually trade with $100, trade with 50 or trade with 25. But also backtest your strategy. Like, you should have a strategy where, okay, you wait until a coin is at a major support level on the daily while the RSI is oversold, and then you buy. Backtest that strategy. Like, backtest a certain coin. And if that strategy has worked well in the past, then you can feel more confident it's going to work well in the future. But make sure you have a proper plan in place as far as entry, stop loss, and take profit. That'll help you be more confident. But backtest the strategy beforehand. Paper trade for a few weeks if you need to, a few months to feel confident again. That's the biggest thing I would say is make sure you know how to draw support and resistance levels effectively, how to use indicators effectively, and how to set your stop loss and take profit. Michael says, can you save this live, please? Yeah, this live will be posted on my YouTube channel, CryptoData. Marquez says, thank you, by the way, for your answers. Oh, pronounced Marquise. Ah, Marquise. Okay, no problem. Core Ignition says, TG. Sala here from Telegram. Oh, nice. From Mars says, love from Malaysia. I'm from the TG. Nice. Julius, Telegram and GH. Awesome. M says, thanks a lot, CryptoData from Telegram, but I saw you 2 years ago on YouTube with a Middle Eastern YouTuber. Forgot his name. Oh, nice. Trying to think. Middle Eastern YouTuber. Middle Eastern 2 years ago. Gosh, who was that? I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to look at that video. Jimmy says, Telegram. Nice. Min of Valor. Oh, okay, I got you. Appreciate you big time. Hey, no problem, Min of Valor. Salah says, plyometrics. Those are good too. Yeah, guys, anything that's going to improve your health, whether it's yoga, plyometrics, calisthenics, working out via hypertrophy, stretching, walking, anything. Just get active. Being active is better than not. Also stretch before and after your workouts. Highly, highly recommend it. And warm up as well. Always warm up before your workouts. Do a little bit of light weight beforehand before you actually start your working sets. It's going to help you stay injury free. And make sure you get enough sleep as well. James Hunt says, Telegram, nice. Asset says, what's your morning routine? So if you scroll up, Asset, I actually posted it on this here. Let me post it again. Ooh. That was, let's see if I can. Okay. Well, if you scroll up, you'll see a post I made where I posted about my X account where I posted health is wealth. And then I made a long post of my morning routine. But basically, just to give you a TLDR, wake up, get some sun for at least 10, 15 minutes, and then do some red light therapy. So I have a red light machine. I'll sit in front of that for 8 to 10 minutes, meditate. I'll drink a lot of water, of course, when I wake up, 8 to 10 ounces at least. I'll take some creatine monohydrate with CreaPure. It's the purest form of creatine. I'll take that actually first thing in the morning when I wake up. Drink 8 to 10 ounces of water, get some sun, red light therapy, meditate. And then after that, sometimes I'll take a cold shower. I always take cold showers, by the way. That's another thing. And then after that, I may eat a protein bar and then just start work. Start checking my Telegram, my X account, Discord, and research anything I missed overnight, answer notifications, and just keep going from there. And then I'll work out probably a few hours afterwards. I'll take a pre-workout or drink some organic coffee. Workout's usually 2 hours long. Get done with that. Have a post-workout shake with some fruit. It's like some blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries to, help replenish my glycogen stores, help absorb the protein better as well. A little alpha for you guys. If you guys are working out, your post-workout shake, add some fruit in there. Or just eat the fruit beforehand. It's going to help you absorb the protein quicker and help you more effective for recovery and everything. And then, yeah, that's basically it. And then, for dinner, I'll have 100% grass-fed beef ribeye with some Celtic salt on it with black pepper, some pasteurized butter with some 3 organic pasteurized eggs with some organic spinach and kale. And that's it. And then I may have some coconut yogurt. It's just literally just coconut blended up because high fats, right? I'm on like a keto diet. And then I may have some fruit, a little more fruit with that. And that's about it. Yeah. And I'll just drink a lot of water. I drink between half a gallon to a gallon of water a day. I aim for a gallon, but if I get at least half a gallon, eight glasses, that's better than nothing. But yeah, usually I drink around a gallon a day. So that's my day more or less. And then obviously between there, just doing more things crypto-wise, engaging with you guys, looking for trades, looking for new coins, looking for alpha in my various alpha groups, all of that good stuff. James says, the stream cut off for me when you talked about Bonk on Solana blockchain. Ah, that's interesting. So yeah, Bonk on Solana, I'm very bullish on it. The Solana eco. So the Bonk eco has been gaining a lot of traction, like with Useless, Meme Coin, and a few others. So I think Solana is going to stay in the limelight as well. Xander says, how do I organize my time if I go to school and gym and trade? Great question, Xander. So I'm assuming you're in high school. Correct me if I'm mistaken. But if you're in high school and you always have your homework you got to do when you get done, you got to go to the gym after, all that stuff, then just set aside 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, but just set aside some time where you can learn more about crypto, whether that's through technical analysis, through watching some of my tutorials, whether that's engaging in these live streams or in certain Telegram groups or monitoring certain X accounts that are very knowledgeable, such as myself, or Into Cryptoverse is a very good one. INTO Cryptoverse, Benjamin Cohen, he's very good, or Virtual Bacon. Those two guys are really good too. They macro-wise and crypto-wise. But just absorb information, learn about the market, learn how it operates, watch YouTube videos, educational YouTube videos, and just learn about the space. And then also start paper trading, right? Like when you learn technical analysis, just act like, okay, I would enter at this price. And you can also, so on BloFin, if any of you guys haven't signed up for my BloFin account, I have a referral link in the description actually. And it'll help you get a bonus back. Actually, you'll get back 20%. You'll get 20% back if you sign up for my BloFin account by tomorrow and you deposit up to $2,000 USDT, you'll get 20% back. So it's a leverage trading exchange. It's no KYC. So highly, highly recommend it. I actually know the CEO. But yeah, they have a demo feature where if you hover over the futures button, you can click demo trading and that will actually allow you to paper trade with $50,000 of USDT and get used to leverage trading. But leverage trading is very risky. So if you're in school and you're going to the gym and you're busy, I would just be cautious with leverage trading, but you can still learn, right? But I would only recommend trading with 3 to 5x leverage max and just start small and just test out your strategy and go from there. But yeah, just 30 minutes a day, you should be good. And then more on the weekend, hour, 2 hours on the weekend. Michael says, I love you, bro. I love you too, Michael. Appreciate it. Dylan, as a soccer player, what do you suggest for my workout routine? I wish I can get some suggestions from you. Thanks. So Dylan, what I would do is search on ChatGPT. It'll give you much better recommendations than I ever could for soccer. So tell it what goals you want and then go from there. But yeah, I would just recommend a little blend of calisthenics and hypertrophy work for working out. Michael, any leverage plays coming up? Yeah, there's going to be a few coming up. I'm looking at some right now. Velocid, strawberry has histamine, which can reduce your immunity strength, so I have it in balanced amounts. Hey, that's good to know, Velocid. Men of Valor, been doing the 4 sets today for the chest, and holy, you were not lying, no joke. That's awesome. I actually worked out chest and abs today. That's funny. Glad you're liking the 4 sets. Like I said, it's going to make you 33% better than everyone else who's only doing 3 sets. Michael says, any leverage? Let's see. Yep, got that. M says, I missed the entries you said earlier for Bitcoin. Was it 117.4 and 116.8? So it was 116.8 and it was 115.6. Jimmy, maybe he's talking about Crypto King. That's where I first heard you. Okay, then maybe it was Crypto King. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Crypto King's awesome. Great guy. Go ahead and go to his YouTube channel as well. KRYPTO King. Here, I'll type out his name. Crypto King. Yeah, he's a good guy. Subscribe to his YouTube channel if you aren't. He's very knowledgeable about the space as well. And awesome, Jimmy. Good to have that. Stephanie says, can you give me a rundown on how your premium sub will run? Will your focus be on teaching, trade entries, health, or a mix? Stephanie, great question. So I'm going to have everything in it. Live streams, meme coin calls, leverage calls. I'm even going to include some one-on-ones, like mentorships as well. And then also some trading courses, also some PDF files, and more. So there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot. Now, as far as the health aspect, that's actually interesting. I wasn't even thinking about that to include in it. But that may be something I do. I could include some type of workout plan or diet or anything of that sort. Yeah, that's something to think about. Not a bad recommendation, Stephanie. Appreciate that. Xander says, will your group be monthly or yearly payment? So it's actually going to be either weekly or monthly. It's going to be 2. So depending what you want. And then I may include like a one-on-one mentorship for a higher ticket price for limited spots, like 5 spots or 10 spots, where I provide you like portfolio management, one-on-one calls every week, personalized, and a few other things. So that's also something I'll probably offer, but it's going to be very, very low, like 5 or 10 spots only, because I only have so much time in the day. Mo says, can you talk about your paid group a bit more, what we should expect? Oh, yep, just covered that. Too funny. Cena says, Kincaid just posted a new trade in Jim Hunter's channel. What do you think of it? All right, let me check it out. Leverage alert, long fart coin. Entry, okay, yeah. Let's see. It's not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. I would probably have my entry a little bit lower, to be honest, but it's not a bad trade. I would just, if you're going to enter the trade, just have your entries towards the lower end of that range. So, but yeah, no, it's not a bad trade, especially because, like he says, it's kind of getting overextended to the downside. M says, you have a good heart, bro. Thank you. Hey, appreciate you, M. Awesome, guys. So glad. Now, real quick, I did say I would go over some of those coins that people were asking about, like ENA, and I believe there's Pengu, and there's one other one, so I don't want to be a liar. So let me real quick go over those before we end the stream. If my stream starts lagging, I apologize in advance, because my laptop can only handle so much with all these windows open. But let me real quick go over ENA. ENA has been so strong. Man, it's wild. Even the stock RSI is still like close to oversold. That's very good. RSI is looking good. Yeah, ENA is looking good. If you're in the trade right now, I would stay in until at least 66 to 67 cents. That's where you had the big resistance. And then next take profit for ENA would be around 75 cents. So a lot of air in between. So yeah, if we can break above 68 cents, I think 76 is going to be next. And then support level for ENA, potentially look at getting in near 60. And if you can get in near 52, that's a great, great entry. But not sure we'll get that low. But yeah, 60 and 52, good support. And then 67 and 76 resistance. Also, Pengu, real quick. Ooh, okay. So Pengu, not bad. Bouncing off of this support at 3.6. Not bad at all. Pengu's looking good. Maybe see a run up here to 4.3 cents. Very, very likely. Stock RSI is oversold. RSI is looking like curves to the upside. Yeah, Pengu may not be a bad trade here, guys. Man, I wish we would have saw this earlier. Probably would have called a long on that. Yeah, Pengu looks pretty good here. Up to 4.3. And then support, it's going to be at 3.6 and 3 to 3.1 cents. But Pengu looks good. Let me scroll up to see if I missed anyone else, because there's one more coin someone wanted me to look at, but yeah, I don't think I can remember what it is. Unfortunately. Oh, Touch said ham. Okay, wait, let me see. Marquise says, what would the time investment look like for your one-to-one mentorship program? You know, I'm debating that right now. If it would be like a 1-hour call once a week, you know, for a month, and then it'd be like a monthly cost, plus obviously portfolio management and everything, or if it would be like 2 1-hour calls a week. I'm still exploring it, but it would at least be one 1-hour call per week. Goat says, I think you're the only person I trust in this space. Look forward to all your messages in your TG channel. Appreciate that, Goat. I try to be a light in the space that is filled, not with darkness. What's the right metaphor here? I like to be the signal in a space full of noise. That's what I'll say. So I like to help people out as much as possible. It was very noisy whenever I first joined back in 2017. Still is noisy, but I'm very good at identifying the grifters from the good people. So glad you agree. Velas said, do you think with the weekend approaching, do you think we should take any trades or just wait for the monthly and weekly close? You know, Velas said, so the weekend has historically been bullish. Funny enough, right? The past couple of weeks have been bullish. Then we dumped on Monday. So if anything, I would expect to dump on Monday. Granted, what, tomorrow, which is Thursday, it's going to be the monthly close. That's going to be a big one for us. It's going to be a big one. So like I said, if ETH closes bullish above, call it 39.20, 39.30, I think it's going to send afterwards. Let's see. Touch says, from the Tyrell Trench is awesome. Look up ham. Okay, let me see real quick, guys. Give me 2 seconds to look up ham here. Okay. Need to switch up here. Okay, so ham. I'm assuming it's this Solana one that's at 37K. Oh my gosh. No way I'm doing TA on this one. No way. No, I can't do that. That's too low. That's pretty funny though. Okay. And then let's see. Last thing. Touch says, thanks for your motivation. Rise says, hey bro, late on the stream. When are you launching your group? Planning this week. Planning this week, Rise of Belmar. So there's a lot of stuff I'm getting ready right now. And then Touch says, it's on Jupe. Ah, ham on Jupe. Let's see. Ham on Jupe. I can't find. Maybe link to CA. I can't even find it on there. Interesting. I'll have to look at that because, yeah, Dex Screener isn't showing it for some reason. But, yeah. That will do it with the stream, guys. Again, appreciate all of you watching. Love you guys so much. And Touch says it just launched. Okay. Yeah, I would just be wary of coins that just launched. They're very volatile, so please, please, please be careful. But like I said, guys, thank you so much for joining. Any of you that joined late, the stream is recorded, so you can watch it afterwards. Again, if you aren't following me on X, definitely do so at the CryptoData. If you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. It means a lot. If you haven't liked the video, please like it. It means a lot as well. And also in the description, I have my BloFin referral link, which helps a lot. It's a non-KYC leverage trading exchange, one of the best ones in my opinion. So join that if you haven't. You'll get 20% back in USDT if you deposit. And if you haven't joined my free Telegram group, join it. I will come out with a premium group shortly this week or early next week. So stay tuned for that. But I love you guys. Have a great day wherever you're at. Great night. And I will talk to you soon. See you guys.